gonna start with this specialist. Okay, Gunner is one of the best specialists you can use. I've been using it a lot since this last update, season 2. So these are the perks we're gonna get with the Gunner. Killing enemies grants 10% armor. Then you got every third reload is 50% faster. Armor kits repair 100% armor and grant 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Not to mention we're using the Banshee Pulse, which is the skill attached to this specialist. So more perks of running Gunner for this build is the supply line. Generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members recover 5% if you're playing with a team. Okay, then we got Barrage, which is rate of fire increases by 5% on kill for 5 seconds. Trust me, that junk comes in handy on top of the SMG that we're using. And then we got Emplacement. 10% weapon handling while not moving, needs to be motionless for 1 second. So this is why we're using the specialist Gunner for this build. Global modifiers that we're using is Sanitation. Okay, one of the best global modifiers ever made since they started doing this global modifying thing. So the description of this is set enemies within a radius on fire. While the modifier is active, each unique enemy set on fire adds 1 stack of sanitation, which grants extra damage to burning enemies up to a maximum 2+ stacks. For each enemy currently burning, repair armor every second. 3 stacks critical hits, inflict burning on enemies. Okay, so I'm telling you, this is one of the best. I mean, I didn't get it until I started using it, and everybody was like, yo, you should use Sanitation. Yo, I see why. Mine is currently at level 1, and we're going to get this ranked up. Now, the other passive modifiers we're using is Stepping Stone. Eliminating assaults with headshots adds hollow points ammo to your magazine. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed on hit. So again, the build is all about status. Okay, the other one passive we're using is Batter Up. Any grenade within 5 meters of you is destroyed on a cooldown of 30 seconds. While in cooldown, the radius of your grenade increases by 100%. So when the grenade they try to launch at you explodes, you then get a bonus within that cooldown. When you throw your grenade, it's 100% radius. That's crazy. Okay, and then the final passive modifier we're using is Rupert's Tear. Okay, when you break any plate of a tank's armor, all other armor plates are broken. Literally, it's the best thing ever. When this happens, you apply bleeding to enemies within 15 meters of the target. So these are the global modifiers we are using, which also helps magnify this build. Let me show you guys how I got this build set up. Okay, the catalyst is the exotic mask we are using, and as you all know, the talent on this is Chemical Agent. Catalyst, dealing and receiving status effects: burn, bleed, shock, EMP, disrupt, poison, and blind disoriented. Builds stacks of catalyst to a maximum of 12 each stack. You get 2% weapon damage and 2% status effect. Okay, when you do the math on that, that's 24% extra weapon damage, 24% status effect, which increases the duration of how long your status effect is affecting these people. Okay, each enemy within 25 meters that is affected by a status effect grants +1 stack/seconds. Being affected by status effect grants +2 stacks per second. Okay, stacks decay at 1 stack second after 5 seconds if no enemies in the radius or you are affected by status effect. Okay, so the whole goal of this build is, yeah, you're not trying to get on status effect. You don't want to be affected by any status, but if you do, it also builds stacks as well. So the reactant part of this exotic mask is at max stacks. Killing a status affected enemy grants bonuses for 5 seconds. 25% bonus armor, 20% reload speed, which also helps when we have the Gunner Specialist, because we get reload speed and we get rate of fire. So everything is increased Now let's get to the backpack, which helps with the bonus armor as well. We are running Sokolov to get that 10% SMG damage. And then we have weapon damage. We have this expertise to level 12. And then we got armor regen, and then crit chance, and then the crit chance mod. Talent we're running is Bloodsucker, which is one of my favorite talents of all in this entire game. Killing an enemy adds a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Max stacks is 10. Now when you run perfect Bloodsucker, you get up to 12%, which adds up to 120% bonus armor over time, and it adds up quick because of the way we're running Hunters Fury. And then let's look at Hunters Fury and what it does. So on 2 pieces, you get 15% shotgun damage and 15% SMG damage. Then 3 pieces, you get armor on kill and then health on kill. 4 pieces, you get Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 minutes receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that's 50% weapon damage on top of 20% weapon damage on top of 24% weapon damage. Yeah, that's a lot of extra added DPS that you're getting, which is why you're just running through. So let's look at the weapons real quick. Okay, so I'm running the SIG MPX. This SMG is one of the best. We got 1029 RPM, and then we got 124 point K base damage and expertise to level 12. Okay, everything's maxed out. We don't have damage to target out of cover, but we do have damage to armor, which is still good. The talent we're running for this build, because we are status affecting the enemies, we are getting amplified weapon damage by 15% to enemies under status effect talent pressure point. That's what I'm saying. So you add 20, 24, 50% when Apex Predator is maxed out, and then it's 15%. Yeah, it's a lot of DPS. A lot of DPS, guys. So that's why we run it this way. So let me break down the Hunters Fury pieces. We're running the chest piece, weapon damage, a little bit of armor regen with crit damage mod. As far as the holster, we got weapon damage, a little bit of armor regen, and yes, these pieces are maxed out to 12, not maxed out, but they expertise to 12 to give us a little bit more armor. In the gloves, we have armor, crit hit damage, and then the knee pads. Weapon damage is not even maxed out, it's at 8%. We got 12% crit hit damage. So as far as the exotic weapon I chose to use is the Scorpio. Again, this build is all about status effect because of the catalyst. This is what makes this build do what it does. Okay, so look at these stats on the Scorpio. 13.9% shotgun damage, 9% damage to armor, and then 8% to health. It's not even maxed out. And then we over here smoking fools left and right. Septic shock, shooting the talent, there's the talent. Shooting the target applies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds, increasing stacks, add more severe debuffs to the target. You got 2 shots, poison 4 shots, disorients them, 6 shots, shocks them, 9 shots, target takes additional 20% damage from all sources. Stacks no longer increase. So you see another 20%. So you got 20% increased damage or amplified damage. Then you got 15%, then 24%, then another 20%, and then another 50%. Come on, guys. It's no brainer. This is why Hunters Fury is one of the best SMG gear set for any build, and why it still dominates in heroic. But I'm gonna let y'all check out the gameplay. Let's talk about the skills. We are using the Banshee Pulse, okay, which is a specialized link to the specialization, which is gunner. And then we are using the shield. Now I did switch up from the shield to the defender drone, and in some cases I used the revive hive, okay, but for the most part, yeah, I'm using the shield and the Banshee Pulse. And this build literally is a lot of fun, and you will dominate heroic with the new catalyst mask. Okay, test it out, let me know what you think. But till you test it out, check out the gameplay, see how it works. It's your boy T'Challa. Catch you guys in the next video. Enjoy. T'Challa out.
This is the part where we blow up!
Not today!
Let's look at the stats on this build too, guys. So we got 54% crit hit chance with 91% crit hit damage, and then 70% headshot damage. Okay, 6% armor damage, as you know. Let's continue to go down. Okay, the weapons of our choice, all weapon damage, first of all, is 90%. Okay, but submachine gun damage, we got what, 55% SMG damage bonus, guys, and then we got 30% shotgun damage. So you want to make sure you spec into your weapon damage when you go to the specialist, which I'll put up a clip right now for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, now let's look at some armor regen. We got 14,775 armor regeneration. Okay, armor and kill 292,952. Okay, and then we only got 976,507 armor. Okay, as you see, that's what we got the bonus armor for from Bloodsucker. That literally helps you with survivability. So those are the stats. Okay.
Extreme heat signature. Sprinkler system detected.
If you can trigger the sprinklers, they should be able to put out fires.